All right, my friend. Oop, you got to turn my music off. The band I'm going to go see Manana. A band called Hermano. Actually, it's not Hermano. It's a guy named John Garcia, who's a singer for Caius, Slow Burn, Hermano. He's playing down tomorrow in Atlanta with Telekinetic Yeti, who we saw, me and Chloe, during the night before Thanksgiving. Left Lane Cruiser, who plays with my boys over at 20 Watt Tombstone from Wisconsin or something like that. So very much looking forward to it. We are in a new location today because Chloe has friends downstairs, and I didn't want to be around with a bunch of older teenage, young 20-year-old girls. That's not fun for me. So I said, I'm going to skedaddle. And then we got one Mr. Finnegan joining us here. There's one Mr. Finnegan. Hi, Finny. You say hello to the camera. And there's one Mr. Pabushka. Hi, Pobbies. And they're joining us tonight. And here I got to get rid of my books, Challenging Modern Physics, by my man right there, Al Kelly. All right. And I still like this one right here. A History of the Theories of the Ether and Electricity. There's no such thing as an ether. Michelson Morley disproved the ether. Or did they? And then, of course, Einstein played. We got lots of books. So any good reader has electrodynamics, a promenade along electrodynamics. This guy right here, same thing. Just any good reader has lots and lots of books. The problem is there's not enough time in the day to read them all, unfortunately. So you can read what you can, but the best one would be Challenging Modern Physics if you're so desired, so interested. All right, so Wendy jumps in, and Wendy has a hard time paying directions because I could have sworn there, Miss Wendy. I said capitalization. I'm being silly. But yes, if you do have a question, please put in caps because I can automatically save it, which is I have a thing we can star it, I guess. So top of the morning to you. Why are you breathing so heavy there, big guy? Where'd Pablo go? Pablo's? Okay, there he is. There you go. I tried brushing Pablo's teeth. They did not go over well. There you go. Good boy. Pablo's on his. There you go. Oh, what a good baby. What a good baby. Look at this guy. Why are you breathing so hard? Boy. Go ahead. All right. So when he says, when the Treasury starts declining in interest, a good place to put cash that we all need for a few years. When the Treasury starts declining in interest, I'm assuming when he's saying when the Treasury starts reducing their interest rate, a good place to put cash they'll need for a few years. I just like money markets right now. Money markets right now. Vanguard is paying over 5.25, if memory serves. I think someone else said that on here actually. CDs are paying 5.5. Brad, yeah. I mean, now the argument that people say, well, they're going to start lowering interest rates. A, we don't know that. B, lowering interest rates. What does that typically mean? What causes interest rates to usually be lowered? Well, usually the economy is not doing so great. All right. So they're lowering interest rates to stimulate the economy, which we know is silly, but that's what they do. This is the modern day. I gotta turn that off. Modern day economics where they think they have all the answers. They don't have crap. So they lower the interest rates to stimulate the economy. And as such, when that usually happens, that means the economy isn't doing that great, which typically means the markets aren't doing that great. All right. So, I mean, you put your money in cash, you avoid the downside of the market, you're collecting 5% right now. And I say cash, I don't mean at the bank, Wendy. Banks aren't paying crap. And I don't mean at your stable value funds. I mean literally in a money market account. Fidelity's got a money market. Vanguard's got a government money market. So doesn't Schwab. All these firms have a money market. What are you doing, baby? See, this is why sometimes, buddy, I don't like doing these live streams here because you can't make up your mind. He'll be back, trust me. And I also found a poop that Pablo had left behind in this office that was been fossilized, if that makes sense. All right, so there we go. So that's old Wendy there. You gotta remember caps lock, please. Caps lock, or not caps lock, but put them in all caps. All right, so we got that one for Wendy. Pulverizer says China sold off a record of 53 billion of treasuries and agency bonds in the first quarter, a move seen as part of China's drive to diversify from U.S. dollar assets. How will that affect the U.S. dollar? Not at all. U.S. dollar is crushing. It just is. I mean, how much debt does China have? So let's take a look at the total Chinese debt, total Chinese U.S. bond holdings. All right, so let's see. It was like 800 billion or something like that. Yeah, 816 billion. All right, so they sold off 7%. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I don't find that to be worrisome at all, especially, I told you he's coming back, especially when we have $35 trillion of debt. I mean, China's selling off 53 billion. So I don't have my trusty calculator. Oh, man. Anyway, 53 billion off of $35 trillion. That's nothing. Dirty shirt. Well, this is my shirt I had from Joint Task Force Bravo, Honduras, 1990. So we went and what did we go to? We got deployed to Honduras in August of 1990. I've had the same shirt for 35 years, man. It's crazy. Terry Bartlett says, my wife is 10 years older than me. Of course, Terry doesn't know how to follow directions either. Boy, oh boy. And you guys are yelling at the youngins here today. These young kids say I don't know how to follow directions. Oh, boy. My wife is 10 years older than me. Does she have to wait till I take my benefit for her to get spousal benefits? Yes, she does, Terry. Yes, she does. Sorry. So get rid of that guy. Get rid of pulverizers. Did I get rid of Wendy's in there? No, okay, good. James in the house. That guy's in the house. Is Social Security going bankrupt in 10 more years? Yes, it looks like it will. And as we say here today, I don't think anyone's going to deny that. I mean, I don't deny it. Bankrupt doesn't mean it can't pay anything, right? It just means it can't pay the full obligations. All right. So just because they're, thunderstorm. So just because Social Security is bankrupt doesn't mean they can't pay they can't pay anything. They'll still be able to pay 80 cents on the dollar, essentially, if it goes bankrupt. And as we say here today, it is. No, there'll be a plan to fix it. I'm literally not worried in the least. I'm going to turn my fan on. It's kind of muggy. There's big heat waves going through because of climate change. We've never had heat waves before. Climate change is going through. We're all going to die. The CO2. Bruce in the house. Social Security is too important. It's not fair. Today was a trifecta, says Christopher. My 56th birthday, my 37th anniversary, and now my first. Hey, right on. Look at Christopher crushing. 56th birthday, 37th anniversary. So that means you got married when you're 19. Is that right? 56 minus 37. Damn, Christopher got married when he was 19. And I can't really see his picture too good, but it looks like his wife's a hell of a lot better looking than him. That's for damn sure. I don't know what your wife was thinking. Man, your wife's like, well, if I can't marry old Josh, I guess I'll have to go with Christopher. But congrats, Christopher. That's fantastic. Yeah, for 37th anniversary with Costco. Oh, 37th anniversary with Costco. Okay, gotcha. I thought I said 37th anniversary for marriage. Okay, 37th anniversary with Costco. Okay, so he started young. Yeah, I basically put a hell of a lot of money in Christopher's pocket. That's for sure. New old location, right on. Exactly. Yeah, Finney and Pablo in the house. What are my thoughts on RFETX? I don't know the first thing about it. I don't know. So why would I know that ticker symbol, Stephen? I'm looking up, but I don't have the first. I mean, why would I know what that is? So RFETX. Oh, American Funds. Yeah, I got no problem. Man. Yeah, I have no problem. American Funds 2030. I got no issues at all. My man Kevin. All right, going to see Blake Shelton at Hard Rock in South Florida. All right. When's that, James? I'm certainly not interested in the Treasury anymore. Yeah, locking a 5% CD, 100%. Long-term Treasuries, hold on. Yep, 100%, James. Could not agree more. Yeah, restate the question. I think Vinyl's. Look, Wendy, if you're still here, Vinyl's from Connecticut. You know these New Englanders, they think they're all that in a bag of chips. You know what I'm saying? So Vinyl's like, oh, this isn't how we talk in the white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, whatever the hell thing is. WAS, us WAS, we talk very formally. How dare you, Wendy, not talk like we in Connecticut? Ooh, ooh, ooh. I don't want to hear these lower class, the vulgates talking because we don't want to hear these people. Let's see here. All right, here's this guy, EP. All right. We have all retirements 401ks. When you say I have 3 years of cash in first bucket, does that mean I move 3 years of stable value accounts to my 401k? I would 100%, man. Keep inside your 401k, absolutely. Hopefully you got either a short-term bond fund, like I think someone said, yeah, like this guy, Jeckham Sin, short-term bond fund or money market inside your 401k, because right now stable values just aren't paying anything. I mean, they're paying a little bit, but not that bad. Like I said last year, they're artificially juicing the market for electing the markets again. How are they artificially juicing them? I mean, how I don't get it. You said that last year that they were going to juice the market, and then now they're doing it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think they're lowering rates. I just don't. I'm not. I don't think they're going to lower rates anytime soon. The inflation numbers are too high. That's all there's. I mean, Pablo just stopping by for a few minutes. Okay, the inflation numbers are too high. That is, if they lowered the rates now, that'd be. I mean, they're not going to do it. I just not until the inflation numbers get to more moderate level. All right, here we go. Look at Andrew. He's a good listener for direcciones, as we say in Spanish. Can you touch on asset allocation? If I have a 401k, Roth, and brokerage, if there's an efficient strategy and what types of funds to go into each? Yeah, 100%. So your brokerage account would have your high growth, low income stuff, i.e., you'd have low dividends in there and very, very limited capital gain distribution. So you'd want your index funds in your brokerage account. Your dividend paying stocks and all other stocks would be in your Roth. And then your IRA, your 401k would be, if you have any bonds, that's where that should be, 100%. So I don't have my thing here, but brokerage account, we don't want any income. We don't want any dividends, limited dividends, and we don't want any capital gains. So VTI, perfect place to put. That's the Vanguard Total Stock Index. You put that in your brokerage account and you are done. If you have a dividend-oriented strategy, that should all be in your Roth, 100%. And then any bonds that you have should be in your 401k. Now, if you have some stocks in your 401k, that's fine too. But the bond should be in your 401k, dividends in your Roth, and your aggressive stuff that doesn't pay dividends or much of dividends should be in your brokerage account. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so Mark, my wife was on disability insurance. Will that affect her spousal benefit if we wait until FRA? No. It will. I mean, it would affect in terms of she wasn't adding anything to her benefit, but no, it won't affect her spousal benefit. Because remember, once she hits FRA, she loses the disability and goes right on her regular Social Security benefit anyway. Actually, it says vinyl. China's selling treasuries to get dollars to support their currency in the foreign exchange markets. Yeah, 100%. And Japan doesn't have that much of our debt anyway. Japan, Janet Smellin is pushing 90-day treasuries versus long one. Part of the plan to keep Joe rolling for another 6 months. Josh assures now a vintage single stitch is worth. I actually had some albums that are probably worth more than my portfolio that I had to sell. Everyone asked Josh. That's what happens when you smoke dope and listen to Pink Floyd. You become a pest. You just hear, every time I hear a pest floating around, like pulverizer, a mosquito bug floating around, it's like, bro, pulverizer, and you just squash them like a pulverizer. I pulverize. Hey, look at my man, Life of Brian. Life of Brian is a documentary. Well, if Life of Brian was not the one that was like friends with Gail Sayers, well, like Brian, is not the Life of Brian with Gail Sayers? The Chicago Bears or something like that. Hey, long-time fan, first-time help. Long-time, first-time. Have you put any thought in a silver tsunami in 10 years in the industry thereafter? Keep up the good work. Put any thought in a silver tsunami? Oh, like old people? Yeah. Of course I put thought into it. It's just the issues. See, this is what people are saying. What he's saying is like we have so many old people dying and retiring and spending on their assets. That's going to make the market drop. And the fact that we haven't seen it happen at all, not in the least. And the reason for that is it goes back to what I've said a million times. People spend less as they age. It's just that simple. So the silver tsunami hasn't matriculated because it hasn't worked out the way that people thought it would. If you're living your whole life on the concept that you have increasing expenditures with inflation, as people get older, you have mass amounts of healthcare costs. And yeah, that would be a silver tsunami with all these boomers who have all the assets. I mean, let me show you what I'm talking about. It just hasn't matriculated. Doesn't mean it won't, but it's not gonna. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Again, we're gonna go to the Fed and we're gonna show you Financial assets by age of, so you can see right here, the 65 to 74-year-old cohort by far and away has the largest financial assets. All right, it's not even close. The cohort below them has about half the financial assets that cohort does. And I mean, just it's not even close. And so then you can say, well, the 75 and older has less financial assets. They only have 50,000 in 2022 dollars relative to the 120 that 65 74-year-olds do. Yeah, because they've been spending it down to live on, but they still have financial assets. And that we haven't had a silver tsunami yet for the same. It was just it's not. It hasn't. It just won't happen. It just won't. I mean, in fact, you can even see the 75-year-old. Let's just get rid of all these guys. You can even see the 75. Just I mean, look, their financial assets in 2022 dollars in 1989 was 67,000. Their financial assets now is 50,000. They just haven't spent that much relative to what the silver tsunami would indicate. And we can look at the 65 to 74, and they have more assets by far. They have 3 times as many assets now as they did back in 1989. There just hasn't been any evidence at all this silver tsunami come to fruition. And I just I think all these people say that because they want, not this guy necessarily, but they want to get them to buy types of products that will remove any downside risk from their portfolio, insurance products, annuities. I'm not even against these things. I'm not. I find that to be such a bad strategy to try to sell people on. Oh my goodness, it's going to be a silver tsunami where all these old people are selling the market and they're going to drive the market down. Global warming, 100%, man. I tell you, that just gives a better growing season, Brad, 100%. My man, Fern Fins, I'm all in 2-fund portfolio, 80-20 bond and VOO. So you're 80% BND? Man, that's if you're 80% the total bond fund and you're only 49, I would say that's not a good strategy, brother. He's 49. Yeah, I don't like that at all. Now, I don't know your debt, I don't know your cash flow, I don't know your job security, but that seems way too conservative for me. 80% BND, 20% the S&P 500? No, I would not be doing that for a 49-year-old guy who's retiring in 10 years. No. Target date funds are. Look at William. Expense ratio of 33 basis points is outrageous. That's why we can't have good things. 15 years ago, a 33 basis point expense. You know, when I was starting out at Vanguard in the late 90s, the S&P 500 had an expense ratio of 20 basis points. Just FYI, maybe it's 18 basis points. I can't remember. It was around 20 basis points, right? That's 0.2%. That was the S&P 500 index in the late 90s, early aughts. 20 basis point for Vanguard. Now it's like 4, something like that. So 33. I mean, Wellington has about expense ratio about that. Look at Connecticut, right on. They largely underperform. What is define the broad market? Define the broad market. The broad market's the S&P 500. Yeah, they're going to underperform the broad market when the S&P 500 is booming because the target date funds have lots of other stuff in it. Kind of like we talked about with Craig Israelson the other day with the 712 portfolio. Yeah, if the S&P 500 is booming and that's your broad market, of course you're going to underperform that. When the S&P 500 tanks and you're the broad market, you'll outperform the S&P. It's just that simple, man. Come on, there's rookie stuff here. We got to El Katrine. Been away from YouTube for a bit, but I keep in mind some of the information shared earlier on the channel. Right on, man. I haven't seen you around here, El Katrine. Stable value funds a while back were paying much higher than money market accounts, much higher. So the stable value funds were significantly higher than money markets for a long time, and now they're significantly below. So even if they do catch up in 2 years, there's no reason to wait 2 years at 1.5 or 2 where you can get 5 in a money market. If I was about to retire, would I purchase a SPIA or put money in a 5-year CD ladder? Yeah, I'm a fan of SPIAs, especially right now, man. I'm not sure these are mutually exclusive, Melvin. I don't know if you can only do one and not the other, but yeah, I would. I'm a huge SPIAs right now are fantastic. Love them. Pablo Bart because he dislikes inflation. Would you lump sum or DCA in the current market? DCA over how long? Thanks. I don't do any. I just dump it all in. Be done with it. That's what I do. Alternative to VTI for Fidelity. All right, let's look up a Fidelity Total Stock Index Fund from Jeremy. Fidelity Total Stock Fund ETF. So Jeremy, it's going to be Our exchange traded funds. Dude, I freaking hate mosquitoes, man. I know they love me because I'm so sweet. I smell so good. I gotta find a place that doesn't have mosquitoes. That's why I like South Dakota. I was like, man, I don't know, man. All right, so does Fidelity have? Yeah, I don't know if they. I'm just looking at Fidelity to say explore. I mean, here's their iShares one, IVV. That's iShares at Fidelity. That's S&P 500. Yeah, you just have to look that up, Jeremy. Just look at Fidelity ETFs. But you can also buy that at. Here's compare Fidelity Zero Total Market Index Fund, FZ Rocks. FZ Rocks. You can get your rocks off with FZ, Jeremy. Get your rocks off with FZ. That's the Fidelity's total stock index mutual fund. It's not an ETF, but mutual fund. But yeah, you can. That's fine. And you can probably, I'm sure you can buy Fidelity or a Vanguard VTI at Fidelity with limited trade, with a limited transaction fee. I'm able to buy VTI at Schwab with no, it doesn't cost me that. All right. There's Theo. What are my thoughts on keeping money markets and one bank or brokerage over? Yeah, I got no concern at all, none whatsoever. I can't stress enough. People think the FDIC is all that in a bag of chips. The FDIC is not more safe than a government-backed money market account. It's just not. I mean, literally, the U.S. short-term T-bills are your safest thing there is. That is literally the safest investment you can have, short-term T-bills. So if you can find a money market that has nothing but short-term T-bills in it, that is safer than FDIC. I don't know why people think the FDIC is more advantageous from a security perspective than the government bonds itself. It's crazy. They're just not. So how do I become a client? Not a clue. Yeah, I got you can look up my heritagewealthplanning.com channel and webpage. It's on there, heritagewealthplanning.com. When do annuities make sense to purchase? I mean, I'm a fan of annuities, but it depends. There's many kinds of annuities. You got income annuities, fixed annuities, variable annuities. So it depends on what kind of annuity you're looking for. But yeah, I'm a fan. I just got to know what kind of annuity you're trying to buy. Hey, Rebecca. Yeah, here's Rebecca. So here's another person that I don't want to say where Rebecca lives. Let's just put it this way. Rebecca moved from point A to point B and is very happy in point B, if that makes sense. She's like, we should have moved here earlier. Where's the PV site piece is downstairs? Yeah, I got kind of kicked out of my basement because one of my daughters having a bunch of friends over and they're in our pool. So for all you guys that say the pool's not a good return on investment, they're in the pool until we got thunderstorms and then they came inside. So I said, I'm gonna come up here I don't want to be around a bunch of teenage girls. That has no appeal to me at all. When I was a teenager, I did. As a crusty old man, I don't want to be around teenage girls. It's nasty. How should I Life of Brian Monty Python? Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. How should I decide between taking a monthly? I don't have my calculator. Wish I did. All right. So here's Michael Rakestraw. So he likes to rake straw. That's a weird last name. So someone back in Michael's day was raking straw. So they named Michael's kin Rake Straw. That's what Michael's job should be, raking straw. And when they named me, they named me Scanlon. Why? Because we're scandalous. Ooh. All right. So what we're gonna do with Michael, we're gonna say, okay, $1,600 a month or a lump sum of $450. I can already see which one this is going to be. It's not going to be $1,600 a month. I'll tell you that. That's not very good relative to the lump sum, I don't think. But we're going to. So $1,600 a month times 12. That's $19,000 a year in income divided by 450,000 schmackaroonies. That's a 4.2% distribution yield. There's no way I'm taking that pension. No way. I'm taking that lump sum. I can't believe that pension offering is so small. That's not good. Brian Song, that's what that was called. Right on. Alice Mika, right on. Yeah, no way I'm taking that pension, dude. Sorry. That sucks. That whoever's offering that pension needs to go pound sand. I'm concerned that if war on wealth gains traction, the powers that may be changing tax. Yeah, I mean, they could. I want the war on wealth gains traction. I want a wealth tax. I want to make sure these industries that have been tax-free, universities, hospitals, you know what I'm saying? Churches, they pay tax. They got to pay real estate tax, income tax. These nonprofits are mortal enemy. That's just a fact, Nonprofits suck, dude. They need to pay taxes because what happens is the reason they'll pay taxes because they're all these guys in C-suites are making bank. It's insane. And then universities pay no property tax. So I'd be concerned about that a whole lot less, frankly. But yeah, I mean, we can be concerned about a million things. I'm concerned about like people are concerned about an EMP. This whole thing's stupid. All these right wingers about their EMPs. I'm like, oh, I used to be that guy. Trust me. I read the Ted Koppel book. I got what's the name? The 1 Second After book back here on the shelf. I've read all the other guys I've read on EMPs and stuff like that. And then I realized that the Carrington effect. I'm trying to look for that book. 1 Second After. It was fun. I very much enjoyed reading the book. I like reading dystopian stuff. It's fun. I read The Road by whatever that guy's name was. I can't see it. But anyway, the EMP, the Carrington effect, never happened the way it's been advertised. And just look at newspapers.com. In fact, let me just do that. This will be fun. This will be a fun exercise. We're going to go to newspapers.com, and we're going to look at Carrington. The Carrington effect is what we refer to the first EMP, solar flare. So we're going to look up Carrington. What's Professor Carrington? What's Carrington effect? And you'll notice that there's no talk of Carrington until about the late 90s, early 2000s. And why was there a talk about then? Anyone want to take a guess? Oh, wait, I guess there we go. Because they're getting ready to reduce the budget for NASA. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they're getting ready to reduce the budget for NASA. And so they had to scare people. There's a Carrington effect. I don't have the right thing on here. I forgot my login stuff. All right, so let's keep going. I'm feeling great about the physical silver Roth IRA open, funded a couple. Yeah, silver is, I think it was up 7% this year or something like that. I hope I die before I get old. Yeah, and Roger Daltrey's still alive and well, isn't he? Or I don't know about well, but he's still alive. He didn't die before he got old. Jeremy's going to light a cigar with a $100 bill and retires. Or you just send me the $100 bill. I'll light the cigar for you, Jeremy. Fortune not to need Social Security income taken at 62 may have advised me if I don't need to wait till say my thought is if I don't really need it, why risk my death date? I don't know. I mean, it's a decision you got to make. If you have a wife and your wife makes less, if you're single, I got no problem with that. But if you're a wife with less, then I'd be thinking twice about that. Right here. How to decide between the two? And we were talking about that. What happened to $1,600 a month, man? Now it's $2,000 a month. So Rake Straw is changing the terms and conditions. Terry says, should I buy a house or make payments and invest in cash? I'd buy it, man. Cash. I tell it's tough to make an argument to pay off a house that's only costing you 2 3/8 right now when you're getting 5% cash. But if you're purchasing a house with a mortgage, your mortgage is 7%. No way I'm taking a mortgage. No way. Yeah, here's Broken Arrow. And stacking the Broken Arrow. Where do you live? I got Oklahoma for some reason. I think you live in Oklahoma. I've been stacking the physical for the past 20 years. That's the way to do it. There you go. 80. Yeah, that's fine. 80. I mean, I don't know what your debt. Yeah, dude. 100% Fern. Look at Fern, Phineas and Fern, whatever his name is. He's got 80. He's 49, no debt, 80% VOO, and 20% BMD. Yeah, dude, you can't beat that, brother. Here's Kurt Suave. He's so suave. Look at that dog. Oh, Salve. Okay, I thought Suave. Look at that dog. It's so cute. You guys are cute too. Yes, sir. Since my wife and I will be in the 12% tax bracket this year, should we fill it up with IRA withdrawals? Not knowing your whole circumstance, but yeah, man, 100%. Especially married, filing joint. So I had a client from back in my USAA days, and her husband just died this year, as a matter of fact. And so she's still married, filing jointly through the rest of this year, through 2024. But then she's going to be, and he left a pretty, over 7-figure IRA. And after that, she's going to be a single taxpayer. So it's kind of like take advantage of married, filing joint with your spouse and a 12% tax bracket as much as you can. Now, look, you got to be careful. You don't want to overdo it. Like if you're going to Obamacare, there's a lot of other contingencies. But man, take advantage of your married, filing joint with tax bracket, 100%. If that puts you at the top of the 12% tax bracket, even if you go into the next one a little bit, no big deal. Absolutely. All right, we got Maine in the house. Yeah, sorry to see the Bees lost last night, the Bruins. It sucked. 90 seconds left in the game, they lost. Look at those monkeys. Monkey see. Oh my goodness. It doesn't get any cuter. Oh, those dogs. I the babies. Oh, so cute. I wonder what they're thinking about. Oh. Oh, no. Okay. Okay, Pops. What do I think is about using dividend ETFs like SCHD in place of bonds for? Oh, yeah, I don't like that at all. In place of bonds. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that in the least. Because did we not remember 2008? But don't you remember 2022? Yeah, I do remember 2022, and that's never happened ever like that. It'll never happen again. I guarantee it'll never happen again. No. The 2022 bond debacle was so. It was such a smashing, just destruction on wealth and bonds. There's never anywhere near been like that ever before. And the reason was because the federal funds rate went from basically 0 or quarter to 5.25. Come here, baby. And I mean, so to get the same level, it'd have to go to like 20% or something like that. It's just not going to happen, man. It's not going to happen. And so, but dividend stocks go down all the time. I wouldn't, no way am I messing that. Don't forget, bonds right now are freaking pretty good. You're getting 4 and 5% on bonds. I don't even know what SCHD's yield is. What, 3? I'm not messing with that, dude. That's crazy. And bonds have a guaranteed return of principal. With treasury bonds, there's no risk to default, no risk of not making their interest payments, and they're paying 5. I don't think it beat that. Well, you're wrong, man. We just talked about you're wrong, dude. I mean, he could do whatever he wants, but if I got $450,000 or a $1,600 lump sum or a $600 pension, there's no way I'm taking this pension. Yeah, good point. Good point, Vinyl. The 4 basis points Vanguard charges proved to be too low. They have to think about other ways to make money. I never thought about it. That's a great point. Yeah, 100%, man. Create a 60 CD ladder, get from 55 to 60. Well, I mean, if you're not working, you don't need a CD ladder. I mean, if you're working, you don't need a CD ladder. If you're just, if you're retired, the CD ladder is great. Rob Allen from Clemson. I'm 6 years older than my wife. Both of us will be able to draw about the same and near amounts at full retirement. What is the best Social Security strategy? We do have well-funded 401k. Wait till you're both 67. That'd be the best, the best Social Security strategy, in my opinion. Yeah, Wellington Admiral shares 18 basis points. That's crazy. The silver tsunami. I've maxed out IULs, New York Life, custom whole life for my kids. I steered away from 529s because I don't know. Yeah, I got whole life for my children. I got 2 policies for each of my 4 kids' whole lives. 20 pay. I think I got 7 years left on each. So I've been paying for 13 years, and they'll be paid up, which is pretty good. What's the ideal Social Security strategy? We just talked about that. No mosquitoes in Antarctica. Well, we can't get there, Paul Browser. You know that. You know we can't go to Antarctica. Isn't that crazy? But you can go. No, they even have videos of guys down there, scientists and whatnot. They can go 100 feet off the reservation. Then they get told very gently, you better come on back. Here's Ted. Yeah, right there. My SPIA I bought 2 months ago. Oh, you did? Yeah, right on, Ted. I think we emailed each other about that. My SPIA I bought 2 months ago is a 7.5% annual distribution. I mean, Ted, how sad are you that you did that SPIA? You're just like crying in your beers, aren't you? Here's my man James. What do you think of Vanguard tax capital appreciation Admiral on a brokerage account? What is the difference between that and VOO? I just don't know much about it, James. I imagine though the tax. Yeah, see, but. Yeah, I wouldn't mess with that. So what happens is these tax capital appreciate. I don't even know what that means. I guess that's tax. They're trying to reduce their taxes and whatnot. I get that. But the nice thing about VOO, there is no capital gains, none. So there's no taxes to reduce because there's no capital gains. Yeah, I got a little bit of dividends, but not much. I mean, it's like 1.5%. But you guys make up your minds. Come on. All right. What are you doing? You coming or you going? You can't decide. You coming or you going? Come on, big guy. Why are you limping? Watch out. You coming? Go back up the chair. Come on. Why are you limping, big dog? There you go. Come here, Pops. Come here. Yeah, I'd just go VO, James. Tax management. There you go. Right on tax management. Yeah, that's what I figured. Where are you? Pops? Right. Brian's song about Gail Sayers and Brian Piccolo. There you go. They're my daughter's friends or daughters or girls. I mean, Jill. Bernie Madoff had it exactly right on. He did. He made off with everybody's money. Who was the guy, the chick? Waynell Sexton, who supposedly knew George Floyd when George Floyd was in second grade. All right, come on. Waynell Sexton was a teacher for George Floyd, and George Floyd was in second grade, and she kept some of George Floyd's incredible drawings, and her name was Waynell Sexton. And we got evidence that she happened to be in other things that about other incidences that were happening as a paid actress, essentially. Dude, Waynell Sexton, come on, that's her name. Give me a break. And there's nothing came up about Waynell Sexton before this. What do they call them? Paul Ross, what do they call those people who are actors for these kind of things? You know what I'm talking about. Paul Ross. What do they call those people? They're actors for oh, look at Vinyl. He said, I got to get out of here. I'm too cool for you guys. Yeah, don't MLP. Well, look at Paul Vinyl. He gets it. Not conspiracy actors, but crisis actors. That's it. Yeah. Waynell Sexton. Come on. She just happened to know George 100%, man. She knew George Floyd was going to be massive. But pulverizers, don't put any MLPs. Yeah, dude, stay away from them, man. 100%. So now Michael Rakestraw said, let's put the raw bulky amount in. Now he's coming back with some truth. Yeah. Let me guess. And now it's not a $450,000 lump sum; it's $200,000. And let's. I'm just goofing on you. All right, so let's see what he had. He had 2,000 a month. That's 20,000. 24,000 divided by 450. That's still only 5.33%. I don't know how old you are, Michael, but that's not good enough in my opinion. In this day and age, that's not good enough. So even at $2,000 a month on a $450,000 lump sum, I'm not doing that. I'm taking the lump sum. And dude, trust me, I'm the pension guy. When it comes to a pension versus a lump sum, I'd say 90% of the time, I said take the damn pension. Don't take the lump sum. In this case, it's just not good enough. The 4-hour body. Cool read. Yeah, you probably need a Celtic spirit because. Yeah, thanks, buddy. Come here, Pablo. Everyone wants to say hello to Pablo. Everyone wants to say hello to Stone Pablo. Oh, there he is. I tried brushing his teeth today. He was not having it. I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. I'm too sexy for my teeth. That's why I lose them. I'm too sexy for my teeth. Too sexy. Oh, my goodness. Oh, boy. Have I seen the Fast Times with all the friends, sisters, friends there? With, I think I know what you're talking about when he gets jiggy with himself in the bathroom, I think. Isn't that right? We didn't have a TV growing up, Polarizer. So unlike you, I read books, all right? Oh, my goodness. Now, this guy wants some camera time, too. Look at him. There we go. Oh, boy. Now he's licking his quacks. My neighbor was a prepper, not a financial prepper, and left his wife with a hoard of food, but she was forced to sell their house and donate. He left his wife with a hoard of food. Like he left or he died? Oh, man. I have 400,000 in 401k. Can I retire at 65? Yes, you can. I don't know anything about you, but sure, why not? Oh, boy. Right on, Ted. Oh, boy. Right on. These guys get it. No, not silver's up 6.36% yesterday, just 24 hours. Silver up is up 53% over a 52-week low. It's really rocking now, and that's over $30. Lots of room. Yeah, I completely agree, Joe. I think the discrepancy between silver and gold is like the highest it's been in a long time. And I own a bunch of silver, so that's all good. Broken Arrow. I'm in Central New York, about 2 hours south of Watertown. Right on. I'm sure when you served, you flew out of Griffiths Air Force. Yeah, right on. Yeah, we have flown out of Griffiths Air Force Base, and I think it was Rome too. Wasn't there a place in Rome, New York, someplace? I think Griffiths. Was it Griffiths? Yeah. Yeah, right on. I had you in Oklahoma. I don't know why. And you got that guitar. Florida is a tough. Yeah, they're just freaking Florida. Right on, Brad. I think Mike was trolling us actually. Evening from the cabin, and I'd say trolling like a funny way. He's being, can I retire? Next thing Mike's gonna ask about what about health insurance? I don't think he was serious. That's okay. That's good stuff, Mike. That's why I was just goofing on him. Look at that. Look at that big old boat that guy's on right there, Northern Capitan, on a big old boat. You know, people like live on boats. They like when you call it boats. They don't like to be called ships, like the Navy guys. Don't call it a ship, call it a boat. God, dude, Fast Eddie. Do I still? Fast Eddie. I'm gonna dye my hair black. I'm gonna do it for you. I've always wanted what to look like with black hair because I've always had kind of light hair. I'm gonna dye it black just for you, Fast Eddie. What would it look like black? Always wanted that. My like kind of what's a hazel kind of eyes that look kind of creepy, but so I'm gonna dye it black maybe. My daughter Chloe just dyed her hair a pink, not like a stupid pink, but just kind of like it's almost like a red, like a ginger red, I should say. I said, Chloe, why'd you do this? She goes, well, I waited till after the boys got confirmed, so we didn't have that ginger red in with the pictures we took. I said, but man, you loved your brown hair. We just were talking about how like my wife's got brown hair, dark brown hair. Chloe had dark brown hair. I said, you love your brown hair. Like 3 days later, she's down the ginger freaking red. I said, well, she looks fine. I said, why'd you do that? Well, I just want to see. I said, well, how long it take? She goes, like an hour. I said, maybe I'll dye my hair black, just see what it looks like. Maybe my wife will be more attracted to me. What do you think? All right, let's take a break for a second. We're going to go on to, I want to show you guys something. This is awesome. All right, so we're going to take a poll. All right, we're going to take a poll. All right, I'm going to show you this. Dude, I love being on Twitter. I can't lie. It's fun, man, because you see all kinds of stuff. All right, so brawl between a Turkish Islamist and 3 trans men in Istanbul. Soon we'll see this in Europe and America. So who do you got? So put 1 for the Turkish Islamist and put 2 for the trans men. Who do you got in the brawl? 1 for the Islamist, 2 for the trans men. All right. Who do you got in a bowl in a brawl? Who do you want? Not that who do you think's going to win, but who do you want to win? 1 for the Islamist, 2, and it's got to be one of the 2. 2 for the trans. What color hair does the pool boy have exactly? One. So not who we want. We think one. Who do we want to win? The Islamist or the trans guy? So Brady 1-1. Andrew, ladies, because they are men. The trans man might be a black. The men is men though. All right, so we got 1-1. All right, yeah, gotcha. Jill's 1. All right, 1. I ain't touching this bull bride. They're not like the Turks. 1-1. Islam, yeah. All right. I am Greek, says James. Istanbul is in Europe, man. I didn't write the thing. I'm just reporting back on what it said. I want 1 to win, but 3 on 1 is a bad math. Yeah. Chloe's only, don't worry about that here. All right. Why can't trans do throw? I know, isn't that funny? They can't throw a punch. It's crazy. It's like they're playing the role of women. The fighting was pretty amateur. Yeah, you got to go for the Islamist guys. That's all you got. I mean, you got to go for the Islamist guy. I mean, I just look. I don't hate trans and all that. I don't hate gays. I just don't like the propaganda that's being enforced on us right now. Islam is not being enforced on us right now. Islam is not. It's 100%, dude. 100%. What is it with men that can't fight? Well, they think they're women, so they're not. 100%. And people have this fear of Islam being forced on us, and I get it. I mean, I don't want to live under Islam either. But man, Scott, Istanbul last month. Glad I didn't have to get in that fight. But it's just the issue is we have a current problem right now with this crap being forced down our throats on our kids and all that stuff. We have a future potential problem that could come down the pike. But everyone wants to look at the potential problem as opposed to the current problem that we're in. And I don't understand this at all, especially if you're somewhat of a conservative. It's the weirdest thing seeing these these freaking. Let me show you something. I don't think I saved it. But is a trans man a woman exactly? How was Istanbul? I say fine is good. Dude, Mike Tyson, man, what a man! That guy is the man. I mean, I was going for Buster Douglas against Tyson. I was going for Michael Spinks against Tyson too, because everyone was like sweating Mike Tyson. I can't go with the overdog, but but when Buster Douglas won, I thought that was kind of cool. But Tyson's he's the man. There's no other way around. I'm a freaking huge fan of Mike Tyson. That guy crushes. I probably would have been against Muhammad Ali at first too. My earlier, because everyone's that sweating Muhammad Ali. I don't know actually, because the media hated Muhammad Ali back then, other than Howard Cosell. Whoever the media loves, I can't stand. That's all there is to it. Yeah, what I'm saying. That's what the Israelis said when it came like the 6-day war and all that. They said, "Thank God we're fighting these Arabs, the Palestinians and the Arabs that joined." It was the Palestinians, I guess, the Arabs. If we were fighting anyone who knew how to fight, we would have lost. That's literally what the Israelis said. Thank goodness we're fighting the Arabs. And I'm not saying the Turkish Islamist is Arab. Don't take me wrong. Yeah. Tyson's fighting Jake Paul. I had the coolest friend growing up in high school from Pakistan. Yeah, see, I got no. I mean, look, I got no issue with Islam in the least, none whatsoever. And some of these people, these Christians out there, no, there's a way to avoid the Great Replacement. What could it be? What could be the way to avoid the Great Replacement? I wonder, what could be do to avoid the Great Replacement? Maybe you get jiggy with your wife, You don't watch porn. You get jiggy with your wife, take her upstairs and get jiggy with it. And 9 months later, a big old bouncing Christian baby pops out. It's a way to avoid the Great Replacement. But people don't want to hear that. They don't want to do anything. They want to leave it to the government. Just stop this. Stop it. And I'm like, dude, look, I don't like Ilhan Omar. You think Ilhan Omar isn't a plant? Of course she is, man. Come on. I don't like her any more than the next guy. All these, just idiotic. My thing is the Christians like, oh, I'm like, oh, then freaking do something. Get out of the public schools. I mean, look, I got kids in public schools. But they come home every day and they see their dad, they see their mom. We get along. We're not all that. My wife isn't that affectionate. She's just not. I'm a lot more affectionate than I am. But like today, I was freaking scrubbing the shower. I went to get some donuts. Like freaking just made breakfast. I mean, it's just they see what a dad's supposed to do, and they say, okay. Now I'm not saying they're gonna be like me. I don't know, but we say prayers when we eat. We say love you all the time. It's not that hard to be a dad. And all these guys like, oh, I can't afford it. Okay, and then there's Muslims for some reason they can come over here with their 5 kids and they can afford it. It's weird. How come you can't but they can? Huh? I don't know. I just got no issue with the Muslims, none whatsoever. I don't like again. I don't want to be going down here in the freaking Muslim call of prayer at noon or whatever the hell it is, and I'm not going to sit there and face east or anything like that. I'm not going to do that. Actually, it turns out we have a pretty conservative. Jill, you like this. St. Michael's Church here in Roswell, Georgia, which we'll be going to maybe tomorrow. I think I can't. I got to take Maddie to the airport. St. Michael's Church in Roswell. They kind of got excommunicated from the diocese because their conservative ways. And did I say this last time, Jill? I think I did. Get a scrubber. The scrubber attached to your cordless drill to do the shit. Really? They got that? Ooh, that sounds fantastic. Scrubber attached to your cordless drill to do the shower. Oh, man. All right, I got to look that up. Hold on a second. Anyway, so we got St. Michael's here in Roswell. Scrubber attachment for drill. Oh, man. Are you kidding me? Oh, dude, that's freaking fantastic. Oh man. See, Plant, if I wasn't happily married to my beautiful, I might ask you your hand in marriage. I might be willing to all the Catholic churches around me went, so I would go. What I'm saying, is that the Fred Phelps church? I don't know, Pulverize. I'm not sure who Fred Phelps is. Are you goofing me? Anyway, so the issue though, yeah, what I'm saying, man, freaking lots of. I don't get this animosity towards Muslims. It's weird. This tiny group of Muslims, they're idiots. Come on, it's crazy to me. Anyway, so this church, apparently, my wife knows some lady who started going there, and she went in jeans and a sweater. I think I did say this in a live stream on Locals, and she went in jeans and a sweater the first time, and now she's wearing long dresses and puts the thing over her head. I thought that's freaking. Yeah, isn't Fred Phelps like the gays hate, God hates gays or something like that? And that's the Fred Phelps guys. That's what I thought. Friggin' polarizer. Yeah, we're gonna start going there. I can't. And they like. I guess the priest turns away from the sacraments. Freaking crushing. All right. So we had some Constantinople. There's a song that they might be giants done. Constantinople. Constantinople. I can't freaking say it. Yeah, it's stupid. I literally don't care about Congress. Congress. I mean, look, I like MTG better than those idiots, but the whole thing's so stupid. Yeah, celebrity fights for clouds. A boxer wipe. Yeah, but Tyson is a boxer. That's the thing. The future belongs to those produced. Yeah. Yeah, but I don't think it's a Muslim flag, Jill. That's that Minnesota flag. And I know people are trying to compare it. Let's compare the Somalian flag to the Minnesota. I don't think that's good. Like they're trying to change the main flag too. That's not Muslim. That's liberals. And Jill, you know that. I mean, Jill is they're my wife's fourth child. Oh man, let's say prayers, Kirk. My wife's fourth. Oh man, if I was on Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we pray for Kirk and his wife, Miss Kirk, and their children, and pray for a successful delivery of child number 4, Lord. We pray for Kirk and his family and his wife to teach his children well, to glorify God in all we do, to be an outstanding Christian, knowing Christianity, the love of Jesus, the love of the Lord is all that matters. God, family, country, with God being priority. We pray in Jesus' name, amen. Dude, that's freaking awesome, brother. And Kirk's in Portland, Oregon. All right. If Kirk can do it in Portland, why can't you do it in San Antonio or freaking Boise? Yeah, Tyson freaking crushes. Yeah, 100%, man. All right. Yeah, exactly. I know. But anyway, so the issue is that, man, I don't think AOC's hot, dude. You really? Look, I love Spanish ladies. I love them. She doesn't do it for me. I don't know. She does. I think Ilhan Omar's freaking smoking hot. You know what I'm saying? Those Somalian ladies are freaking. It's crazy because Somalian guys are ugly. Somalian women are freaking smoking hot, though. I told you, I said this before on this live stream. Yeah, the priest face a crucifix. Exactly right, Joe. That the prettiest woman I've ever seen in my life was from Senegal. I mean, I used to be a security guard on an assisted living facility in the Aquacorn, right outside, right off 95, headed towards DC. And man, this chick was but just the nicest woman I've ever met in my life. Not literally the nicest woman, but very nice, very peaceful, smoking hot. I said, I mean, it was just like you could look at her, just stare at her, because she's like narcissist when he's staring at himself. I was like, what did you say? It wasn't like it wasn't like sexual necessarily. Like, it wasn't like sexual. Like, oh man, I want to get jiggy with her. It wasn't like that. I mean, but just gorgeous. I was like, damn, crazy. Is she smoking? No, dude. What the? You're banned. We got to put James on timeout, dude. That's freaking disgusting. Oh man. Clinton lady married to Anthony Weiner. I don't think it's not. I know you're talking about. Kirk. I didn't like her either. I don't know. I know you're talking about. She could be sexy. I don't think she's that good looking. Bears go down with Nancy Pelosi. I don't think it is. I mean, I think it's just liberals, and I think what they're doing is they're trying to rub it in the Christians, and they're doing it. Like I said, and they're trying to change the state of Maine flag to not to a symbol of what could be looked at as a Somalian flag. I mean, look, are Minnesota liberals in charge? Yeah. Are they trying to rub it in the Christians? Probably. Is that actually the Somalian flag? I mean, let's look at the two actually. Somalian flag. Let me go to Google. Somalian flag. Minnesota compare. Let's compare the two. And go to images. All right. So here we got the new let's see. I'm going to show you guys. I just don't think it's that big of a Oh man. Is it mutually exclusive, Joshi? Joshi, is it mutually exclusive? I think 100%, man. So let's look at so here's a 2. So here's the new Minnesota flag, and there's a Somalian flag right there. All right, so there's a new Minnesota, there's a Somalian flag. And I mean, this was the initial flag design, which obviously was, I mean, come on. And then they got rid of that. They just made it like that. There's a new flag right there. I think that's an argument that you can say, is that really, are they really trying to make some flag the Minnesota? I don't think so. Is there something to be said that they're trying to be inclusive? Sure. I mean, it's liberals. It's not Muslims taking over. It's liberals who are idiotic. Yeah, I just don't put the anger on Muslims. You got to put it on the liberals, man. 100%. And it's just so this is not the Minnesota flag. This is the Minnesota flag. That's the Somalian flag. I don't know. Or right there. Excuse me. This right here. That's the Somalian flag. There's some similarities. I'm not going to lie to you, but it's like I just think that's the previous flag, Minnesota flag, had an Indian head on horseback. Is that offensive? New Miss has 0 Indian. Yeah. And I think there's something else about the previous flag too. There's something else about the. Something like a flag would be a pirate flag. Joe says it's not an opinion; it's a fact. It's a fact that the Somalian flag is now flying over the courthouse of Minnesota. It's not a fact. Oh boy, the seal had. I think what they're trying to do is trying to get rid of any semblance of Indian conquest, because the whites' conquest of the Indians. You love Mayor Pete. Yeah, he crushes. Funny, Tom Sowell has a great video about why the Indians hated each other. It's actually great. So if all those think the Indians were just sitting around smoking peyote and say, "Coyote say," you're wrong, dude. The Indians were horribly brutal towards each other. And Tom Sowell it's on YouTube, actually. It's great. That's an 8-point Islamic star and the not American 5-point star. Well, according to the Jubilant star, whatever that is, the Jubilant flag, that doesn't look like an 8-point star. That looks like a 5-point star right there. So this is the Jubilant State of Somali flag. That looks like a 5-point star. And this looks like a 8-point star. So that doesn't look like what you're talking about. I don't know. I find that, I mean, so let me show you the Maine flag, what they're trying to do about Maine here. Flag redesign right here. And I hope it doesn't go through, because I like the Maine flag. Because Maine is where all the cool kids live. Minnesota, big time blue state. So here's they want to change the Maine flag to this right here, pine tree. And there's some history of this right here. So let's look at this guy. The Maine state flag will not be replaced if we don't have any Indians on there. So if we had an Indian on there, we'd have to replace it because we got to get rid of anything to do with Indians, apparently. I don't know how that's not racist, but whatever. So that's good. I mean, look at these two guys, these two legends crushing. We don't want to replace that with that. We want to keep the freaking farmers. Why would you want to replace that? It's crazy. Maine flag crushes. I love Maine flag. But the best flag is Virginia. Wow, a Virginia flag redesign? For the love of the good Lord, tell me no. Tell me not redesign a Virginia flag. That's kind of cool. Like that. All right, good. I guess they're not designing it because the Virginia flag is the best flag there is. Who knows what it says on the bottom of the Virginia flag? Who knows what it says? Oh, look at Harry. Only an hour late there, Harry. How dare you? But the Somalian flag was only 5 stars. Well, Texas flag looks like you guys stole it from Chile. How dare you, D.B. Douglas? You stole it from Chile. Like when Neil Young starts out Pocahontas with a liberal admiration of Indians and then starts to make fun of it. Okay, is that what happened? My high school mascot was once the Newington Indians, and now it's the Newington Nor'easters. I got some good news for you though. Who knows what it says on the bottom of the Virginia flag? Yeah, we need an intersex flag. I can get the intersex flag tattooed. I get an American flag tattooed on my forearm, on my arm here. Virginia's. You guys don't know what the Virginia flag says for real? Oh my goodness, guys! Virginia flag is the. Look at Sean strolling in only an hour late. You're tardy. I'm not tardy. I'm not tardy. Yeah. How do you not know what the Virginia flag says? If it wasn't for liberals, we'd all be ruled by monarchs. No, I do know what happened. Jill, I follow Powerline Block. Come on, man. Powerline Block's out of Minnesota. I do know what happened. All right. Oh my. Okay. So we're going to show what the Virginia flag says. This is freaking awesome. Let's look at this guy. Look at this. I guess right there. Hold on a second. Stop sharing that. Share this instead. The Virginia flag. Everybody wants the Virginia flag because Virginia says sic semper tyrannis, whatever. Anybody know what that says? Sic semper tyrannis. You got this guy with his foot on the neck of that guy, of the king. See the king's things off? Look at that. Look at that. Sic semper tyrannis, whatever it is. And you got that guy freaking crushing that tyrant. Thus always tyrants. I used to say death to all tyrants. I used to have the first blog ever, my brother and I, death to all tyrants. I don't know, I can't swear to God, but I tell you, it was one of the first blogs ever. We started that in 1998, the Death to All Tyrants blog. Yep. John Wilkes Booth, he did. Man wearing a dress, so they looked. Dude, Virginia flag crushes. Because I'm not from Virginia. Well, all right, so here's some good news, though, on you guys say, oh, they're taking away our culture. Let's look at Shenandoah County. School. So you guys are all negative. Check this out. Now this will make you happy because it makes the libs unhappy. Death to all tyrants, Virginia. Yeah, we call them American Indians. Italian guy thought he was in India. He called the indigenous people Indians. They're probably blacks. There's whites. Don't forget, Columbus saw blonde head, green eyed, blue eyed whites here in the United States too. So live free or die. Yeah, that's pretty good. Live free or die. New Hampshire solid. Yeah, I agree. That Virginia trans. Oh boy, that guy Howard. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Right, but check this out. You guys really not hard crowd tonight. Hard crowd. But look at this. You want to hear something that makes you happy? Confederate name. Can I see the headline? Confederate names restored at 2 Shenandoah County schools. The Shenandoah County Board voted 5-1 to restore Confederate names to 2 schools after they had previously been renamed 4 years earlier. Mountain View High School will once began known as Stonewall Jackson High School, and Honey Run Elementary will once began known as Turner Ashby Robert E. Lee Elementary School. That's freaking, that right there crushes. We had Turner Ashby High School. My kids would have gone to Turner Ashby High School in Bridgewater, Virginia, if we stayed in Virginia. That is, I tell you, man, the stuff is, we're winning now. You can feel it. Like I'm on YouTube. I listen to a lot of music. Some music was banned off YouTube not that long. Let's just put it that way. And now not only is it back on YouTube, it's back in full. I'm like, damn, all this stuff is on there. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the hell? I was like, so I texted my friend, said, you know they let this band back on YouTube? He's like, yeah, man, something's happened. I don't know what's going on, but it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm stunned. Stunned what's happening. And their comments are open and the whole thing. It's just like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is crazy, man. There's something changed. And I think Vikings came to America first, so we've been told. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, who knows? I'm okay with Lee, but Turner Ashby may be going too far. I don't know the first thing about Turner Ashby, but we have a Turner Ashby High School here in Bridgewater, Georgia, and Bridgewater, Virginia. Anyway, erasing history. Yeah. So anyway, so there's something changing, dude, and it's good. It's good to see it changing. People are getting more and more sick of the anti-white stuff. They're getting sick of the freaking woke stuff. Oh, woke! It's just they're sick of it, and they're just like, dude, it's good. It's good. And I don't know what that means in the election. I have no clue. I don't know. Maybe it's just a way to get people to chill for. I don't know what's going on, but I just know people just are just tired of it, dude. They're tired of being a white guy. You're the worst of all. And black men are tired of being the black guy. They're the worst. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's just tired of it. And I think we're hearing Target now is not going to be too keen on Pride Month. This is going to be this Pride Month is going to be the best Pride Month in a long time because people are getting sick of that crap, dude. Sick of it. That's why, like I said, when it comes to the fight between Islamists versus the trans people, I'll take the Islamists 100 times out of 100. Because right now, as we see here today, Islamists aren't freaking pushing their crap down my throat. The trans people are. The gay lobby is. It's just a fact. And that doesn't mean I hate these people. I don't want to push down my throat. I don't want to push down my kids' throat. And someone said they're putting the gay flag underneath the American flag. 100%. When I went back to my school in Peaks Island, Maine, I did a video there, and they had the freaking gay flag right underneath the American flag on their flagpole. What the hell is that? Let me see a freaking marriage flag, huh? I mean, what is, I guess it's politics. We all know it's political. Everybody knows you can't put political crap on your freaking stuff. It's insane. And a couple years ago, people just say, now people are, nah, dude, enough of this crap. You know what I'm saying? It's good. It's good. So anyway, so yeah, and it's the days of the woke mob are becoming less and less. They just are. Now they're never going to go away. Leftists don't go away. Leftists play the long game because this is their world. Their world is in this realm. That's all they think about is political power. That's all they do. We don't. We think about eternal power. You know what I'm saying? Living under God's power, his commands right now and forever. Leftists, this is all they got. This is all. This is it. Now, there are some good leftists who are like literally, equality, and they want to make sure poor are taken care of. This is not saying all, but those people aren't insane, generally speaking. You know what I'm saying? And there are some insane, stupid right-wing people too. I will completely grant you that. Like Eric Erickson saying, "Oh my goodness, we're gonna bomb Rafah. What do you say? Carpet bomb Rafah, and let's be done with it." And then he deleted that post. And then 3 years during the January 6th, he's like, "Shoot all the protesters." Like, this is Eric Erickson, a right-wing guy, freaking scumbag. That guy, I don't want anything to do with that guy either. Because we know, I'm not going to say much more. I'd rather live under an Islamist than that guy, for just a fact. You know what I'm saying? Because Eric Erickson, he's a freaking clown. And yet he's somehow on the right. He's a neoconservative dude. 100%. They love war because that's where their money, their bread is buttered by war and people suffering and dying. I despise those people. Despise them. I'm watching the auction of General Sherman's library. His annotated copy of Grant's memoirs sold for $70,000. Wow, that seems cheap to me. The Civil War is really big now. Yeah, 100%, dude. I completely agree. The folks considered American Indians have been here less than 1,800 years, and they eradicated the people who preceded them, and they eradicate each other all the time too. Yeah, people are tired of it. 100%. There's a YouTube video of the Bible being read in the Hebrew language. It goes from, interesting. Yeah, classical liberals. Well, we used to think they're libertarian, classical liberals. I'm not so sure I buy in the libertarian. I don't buy in the libertarian. I mean, I still buy some libertarian stuff, but I'm definitely a Christian nationalist. Oh my goodness, you said it. You're a Christian nationalist. Oh my goodness. I don't know. It depends on what type of conservatives you're talking about, though, man. You can fly state and local flags under the U.S., but apparently you can fly the gay flag too, because they were doing that at the school I saw. Liberals think, I don't know. There's a lot of conservatives like Eric neoconservatives that just war propaganda machine. And the old Bill Kristols of the world. And then when they got banned because Trump won, all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, I'm joining the Democrats," because they love war. Yeah, Bernie Sanders. Yep. And don't forget what his wife did. She bankrupted Bennington College. Bennington? His wife bankrupted Bennington College. Isn't that crazy? Like, it was the other guy from National Review, Jonah Goldberg. I mean, all these guys, man. Lindsey, because they keep throwing these crazy loons up against them. Like, there's a black guy ran against them, and I was like, dude, if you could just, like, I don't live in South Carolina, so I can't vote. But the guy was a nutcase. You're like, oh, can you just somewhat pretend like you're not a nutcase so you can get rid of Lindsey Graham? The question is, how come he doesn't get primary? Nikki Haley, Tim Scott. For the love of the good Lord, I hope Trump does not pick Tim Scott. What? Just because he's black? Why would you pick Tim? Because everybody can see it a mile away. You're gonna have a black guy. Wow. Don't do that, man. Don't pick Tim Scott, Trump. Tim Scott is no. I mean, he's not a bad guy. I don't want a vice president for heaven's sake. Ugh. Don't pick Tim Scott. It just is. Come on, Trump. Be better than that. But Lindsey Graham. Yeah. Someone said on my Facebook page, Kirk, that Bucker said, ooh, Iowa flag says it all. Got to check it out. That Bucker said you're a degenerate if you use IVF. I said I don't think that. I said I don't. Did he say that? He said you're a degenerate if you use inter vito, whatever it's called, fertilization. Let's see what Iowa flag says. Yeah, Iowa flag's pretty cool. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look at Iowa flag. There we go. Oops, I keep doing that. Yeah, pun. All right, Iowa flag. I can't share. There we go. Let's see what Iowa flag is. It says, "Our liberties we prize, and our rights we will maintain." Yeah, it's all right. I mean, death to all tyrants and live for your die are better. I can't get back. What the hell's going on here? Looks like I'm stuck. Am I breaking down? Am I breaking down? Here we go. Yeah, I mean, that's all right. That's not all bad. I mean, wow. Our liberties we prize, our rights will maintain. Okay. It's violent in there. Death to all tyrants. Live for your die. What the hell is going on here? Yeah. Stop sharing, for heaven's sake. My screen is acting all crazy. Dude, what is going on? I don't want that. I think we might be hitting a roadblock here. For some reason, my screen is. Your browser lost connection. Okay. Restart your browser. Okay, there we go. Are we back on this? Am I back here? What's going on here, man? Gotcha. Yeah, it looks like the boys at Powerline Blog, Marie, think it's going to be Doug Bergen. Apparently, he knows energy stuff quite well. My kids are on the interwebs. Yeah. All right. See. Oh, Celtic spirit. We're not losing everything. No, come on. People are like, this is the worst election we've ever had. I'm like, dude, these people not know their history. Like, it's just so stupid. Whenever the Democrats feel like they're taking heat, they say this has never been this bad ever. I'm like, you don't know your freaking history. You don't know your history. I mean, the elections of previous decades just come on. It's insane how bad it was. So we talked about Virginia flag. Harry came on board late, like always. I thought Somalia flag would be a pirate flag. All right, so all right, let's see. It was smoking from neck down, high forehead. We talked about Erdogan issued a decree to convert. Issued a decree to convert the Sophia Cathedral Turk back into a mosque. Yeah, that's the wrong answer. You don't want to see that. Kirk talked about how much he loves AOC. Anyone with issues with Muslims should go to vacation to Bahrain, deploy their last year, and complete alter my worldview. And they're easily friendly. Yeah, what I'm saying, like the Muslims, a lot of times. I mean, there's crazy Muslims. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, most Muslims are. You know, I can't say. I don't know. I haven't done a survey. Generally speaking, people who talk to Muslims are like, no, they're friendly. They're just trying to get along, just like everybody else. You know, they're not like, oh, I'm gonna chop your head off. They're not like that. Like ISIS. ISIS. We really think ISIS isn't CIA? Really? You know what I'm saying? We really think ISIS just came out of nowhere? I just thought that whole thing was weird. Even back then, this is before I was a conspiracy theorist. I said ISIS just out of nowhere comes and like takes over half of the Middle East. That didn't make any sense. I said, no. On top of that, we really think we just happen to leave all that stuff in Afghanistan, by accident. We don't think that's a deliberate pullout so we can make more weapons for Boeing and all these other companies. I was like, I don't buy that. But I'll never forget, my first thing was the whole Oklahoma City thing. I said, so this guy just out of nowhere blew up a building. Him and this couple, like this band of 3 guys, and apparently one of the guys has some Middle Eastern exposure somehow. I was like, no one investigated that. I'll never forget that. I said that the whole thing didn't make sense to me. I said that doesn't make sense. I thought that he might have been put up to it by some Middle Eastern cabal, but now I recognize what it probably was. It was an internal thing. And I'll never forget that, though. I said, that was Timothy McVeigh. I said, Timothy McVeigh, just a couple of random guys that got together and blew up the borough building in Oklahoma City. That never made sense. And then there's some Middle Eastern connections that no one investigated. Whole thing was stupid. Yeah, look, that doesn't mean that you're not going to find a Muslim's not going to want to chop your head off. But it doesn't mean you're not going to find, it's just there's crazy people everywhere. Almost all my great customers are Muslim, mostly great people that close. Yeah, that's the thing. The Muslims have the same group preference as the Jews do, as the Mormons do, as we should do too, for sure. Yeah, Fred Phelps of the AIDS is God's punishment guy. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, okay. All right, let's keep going here. I had some questions, more questions. I guess I can't. Oh, can I go back? Yeah, Griffith's Rome, New York. Pacers, yeah. Pacers, I did see they win game 6. Do you think the current ACA subsidies will be extended beyond 2025? Yes, I do, Todd. Which I think is pretty cool. This is the kind of stuff, as much as I can't stand John McCain, because I could not stand that guy. 2 things he said were spot on, man. He said, enough with the tax cut stuff from the Republicans. He said this: most people in the lower categories don't pay any federal income tax. Thus, the tax cut stuff doesn't mean anything to them. I'll never forget, he said, it might have been in 2000 or 2004. I can't remember. But I said, I was like, McCain. This is when I was poor as a freaking, I had no money. I remember like, McCain. And then Ben Stein, by the way, the Ben Stein, like Ferris Bueller, that guy, said we should raise taxes on the wealthy. I'll never forget. I said, Ben Stein. John McCain was right. All the tax cut stuff has no political appeal to middle and lower middle class people. No, us who pay attention to stuff, sure, but it doesn't affect us, dude. It doesn't. I'll never get that. And then Romney came out with his 47% of the people don't like me after whatever it was. An idiotic thing to say. It's just like, but McCain was right. Now, it's the second thing I was going to talk about. I forgot what it was. But then, so anyway, what happens is, this is the populism, is they say, let's make it easier. So people, it's Nancy Pelosi, that's what it was, not McCain. She said about Obamacare. She goes, how awesome would it be if you're raising your family, you didn't have to worry about health care? Now, I don't like Nancy Pelosi as far as I could kick her, but I always thought that'd be good. She goes, you can do whatever you want to do without having the threat of health. My wife is working at some freaking job because the health care that we had was insanely expensive for crap. It's a big deal. These are kitchen table issues, man. Pelosi said, I'll never forget that. I was like, that's right, Pelosi, kudos to you. And so if the Republicans were smart, I know it's not, they'll never be, they'd say, well, how can we make this a populist thing? If we want pop more kids out, which we do, if we want more moms to stay at home, which we do, then we got to start rewarding these people who actually are paying the bills. And you're not doing it by tax cuts for Mitt Romney, for heaven's sake, or long-term capital gains for freaking hedge fund managers or corporate tax breaks. This is insanity. And so anyway, the point being is the Obamacare surtax credits are a huge win. Now look, Obamacare isn't all that in a bag of chips, but neither was a previous thing either. People forget, you guys make up your mind. I know these guys are nuts. Come on, you staying or you going? Oh, you want to come on up? You want to say hi to the crowd? Come here, Finn. Come here, Uppy. Finn. Oh, there he comes. There he comes. Oh, there he is. There he is. Look at the antibodies. Use antibodies. These measles antibodies. Mm-hmm. Come here, Bobbies. Yeah. Come here, baby. I need those. Bobby. Pablo doesn't kiss, so Pablo just because Pablo's stoner Pablo. Oops, there we go. Anyway, so I don't think they're getting rid of them, and I don't think they should. You would lump sum next week. Would your answer be the same? It's a very large amount. You go to 20% core portfolio, and I forgot what we're talking about there. Yeah, city. Oh, maybe that's what it was. There's a city in Oklahoma called Broken Arrow. Okay, gotcha. You would lump. I'm not sure what we're saying there. I missed that. Brad says, my first date with my wife, been together since married 37 years now. Look at that guy. Yeah, thanks, James. Yeah, you should buy my course and my books. If you don't, you're the worst. Yeah, Sniffy Joe's in Atlanta today, 100%. Should I sell the silver spoons and force my drawer in my kitchen? No. I like REITs. Sean Penn has been a leftist forever. Oops. Joe got 6.06 on my pension, was 56. Seems like, oh yeah, 100%, man. Joe got 6.06 distribution yield on her pension when she's 56. Crazy. Yeah, 100%. I told my wife when I passed to put everything in Wellington, Admiral, just go with 4% adjusted for inflation, forget it and leave it. Couldn't agree more. I meant it as a concept against IRS regs to put MLPs in a retirement account, Josh. Yeah, and MLPs, well, that's what I'm saying. I know that. That's why I'm saying that. Don't do that. I'm saying, hey, Pablo. All right. Pablo, no, you're gonna break my. Stop doing that, baby. No, stop, Pablo, stop. All right. What else we got? Sean Penn was a lefty. Master of limited partnerships, Jeremy. A few years ago, they were getting all the Pablo. Thank you. They were getting all the focus, and now that's kind of fallen on the wayside, which is good because they have horrible tax consequence, and you don't want that stuff. You don't want anything that's got to get a 10K and all this stuff is crazy. The rich have tax loopholes, and 100%. That's a great way to look at it. Just cold hard cash as is cash value. Pipelines are mostly MLPs. All right, let's see here. Yeah, 100%. One-page tax, no deductions. I can completely agree. Imagine how much more profitable our country would be if we said, how much did you make? Pay 25% if you made more than this, 10% if you made less than this. Done. See ya. Well, a standpoint of what's your opinion on the lack of the whole thing was such a freaking scam, Adam. I was talking about the PPP loans. I'm not a business owner, so my bias against the whole program. It was such a freaking scam, 100%. It was disgusting. It's especially these guys getting a loan and then forcing the jabs on people. Let's put it away. We know somebody let's put it some way. I know someone very close to me who got fired for a job for not taking the vax, whose company had a PPP loan. Like, yeah, you guys you suck. That's why I got no qualm at all. None. That's why my whole thing about, don't raise taxes. Screw that. These corporations suck, dude. I'd rather live under the big government than big corporate America. And you should too, frankly. After what we saw in 2020, big corporate America sucks. At least big government, you have some kind of say in it. You know what I'm saying? At least you can vote theoretically. At least you have some kind of say, though. And big corporate, though, they don't. They just the whole thing is freaking, they suck, dude. I was such a fool. Corporate Americans want to maximize their profits. No, they don't. Well, they do. They want to maximize their profits. Whoever has a profit, i.e. the federal government, they'll do whatever the federal government says. And but then they get paid off these people. It's such a freaking scam. I wish it's Medicare fraud. There's so much Medicare fraud and no one goes to jail. I mean, some people do, not very many. There's so much fraud. But you want more investigations? You damn right, man. Because we're not frauding people. Oh, but that means you'll be investigated. Well, maybe. I don't want to be investigated. I don't want these guys like, if you have nothing to hide, why are you worried? But in this case, when it comes to tax fraud and all that, I got nothing to hide. I don't want to be audited. It sounds like a pain in the ass. But if that's what it takes to get some of these freaking scumbags thrown behind bars, then I want to do that 100%. I'm sick of this crap. Medicare fraudulent people, freaking Medicaid fraudulent people, Social Security fraudulent people, EITC fraudulent people. That's the Earned Income Tax Credit. These PPP fraudulent people. All these business owners who are, instead of freaking paying a Social Security tax, they're taking this off of dividends as a set of earned income, so they can avoid paying Social Security tax. Freaking get, it's crazy. So what happens is like always, the good guys end up freaking carrying the freaking bag for the bad guys. They all suck. These guys, dude, and these all right wingers, and they're not just right wing, I grant you, but still, yeah, it's my obligation to reduce my tax as much as I possibly can. And you're like, well, but how are you going to do that? By making it so that you don't pay what you're supposed to pay by law. So what, I have to follow the law? No, you should not follow the law either. Yeah, Jan, but you can't admit though the system wasn't great before. That's the issue. I mean, the system has been bad for a long time. I mean, Kennedy Castlemom, that was the Cobra. There's a lot of going on in the healthcare. It's never been healthcare. It's just been health welfare, I guess you could say, but it's never been healthcare insurance, or it's never been health insurance, I should say. It's never been insurance. It's just been they completely ruined the idea of insurance. That's for sure. With that said, I had a client one time, and he had a pre-existing condition. Rudy was his name, and he was getting sick. He goes, "I'm not going to be able to work much longer." He was only 59. This is probably 15 years ago, 20 years ago, actually. Now I think about 20 years. Damn, 20 years ago. I'll never forget. And he was like the general manager of a pretty big firm back where I used to live. And he was like 59. He had, I can't remember, cancer or something like that, but he says, "I'm not going to be able to work much longer. And when I leave, the only thing I have is Cobra, and I'll only be 61, and I won't be able to get any insurance. And I won't, what am I going to do?" And I remember he told, this is like in 2004 is what it was. It was 2004. Because I remember it was that election between Bush and Kerry. Because was it 2008? It was 2000. No, it was 2000. It was 2004. Must have been. Anyway, but he says, "I never thought I'd vote for a Democrat, but I'll be without any health insurance, and my wife doesn't work, and what are we going to do?" And I'll never get that. And I don't know. I'm sure he didn't vote for the Democrat, but I mean, yeah, 100%. It was an answer to make the hospitals. The hospitals is really 100%, dude. The hospitals get paid 100%. All right. Big brother mails me a ticket when I run a red light, but Medicare fraudster. Yeah, 100%, man. It's freaking nuts, dude. Obamacare is great. Been on it for 9 years. All right, so I'm running out of juice here. I guess I can get out of here, my friends. Now they'll never be. I have 100%. Ted, you'll get the last word. Politicians have to make it confusing so their friends and the rich can cheat, and the friends and the rich can give them the politicians money. All right, guys, I'm running out of juice. I can get out of here. God bless. Appreciate y'all being here. It was fun. I appreciate this. We'll do another Q&A next time. First hour Q&A. The second hour will be just yapping. I enjoy the camaraderie and the interactions and all that. And I just, at the end of the day, I wouldn't worry about the Muslims taking over. I'm a lot more worried about the other side, more so than that. We'll worry about the Muslims when we have to worry about the Muslims. It's not a concern of mine right now. All right, God bless. We'll see you. Thanks again for being here. Good.